Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Bill Benner. I'm the Senior Vice President for Corporate Community Public Relations for Pacers Sports and Entertainment. I want to welcome you on behalf of all of us at PSNE as well as our new partners at St. Vincent. Before we begin, I would like to recognize just a few people, and at the top of that list always is our Vice Chairman, Jim Morris. Jim. I believe Jeff Miller is here. He's the City County Councilor for this district. Jeff, thank you. Deputy Mayor Adam Collins. Adam, thank you. Good to see you. I see Ryan Vaughn and Ryan Vaughn from the Sports Corp, Sherry Seibert from downtown Indy. Thank you guys for being here today. Chris Gall from Visit Indy. Chris, good seeing you. And last but not least, the man who made this franchise into what it is today, Donnie Walsh. Donnie, great seeing you. And so without further ado, I will welcome our president. Well, I actually will introduce the dais, I'm sorry. Beginning with our president and COO, Rick Fuson. Rick. You may recognize the guy next to him. His name is Larry Bird, our president of basketball operations. Jonathan Nally, the CEO of St. Vincent. Jonathan. Blake Dye, the president of the St. Vincent Heart Center. Brad McNabb, the administrator of St. Vincent Medical Group. A longtime friend, Ralph Reef, executive director of St. Vincent Sports Performance. And Dr. David Harsha, St. Vincent Sports Performance physician and medical director. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. And now we welcome Rick Fuson. Rick.
Thank you, Bill, and good morning on behalf of our owner, Herb Simon, and certainly our friend and vice chair, Jim Morris. I welcome you to this wonderful day and exciting day for us in this wonderful building. You know, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about how busy this building really is. Just within the last 10 days, having hosted the United States Gymnastics Championships, working with the Indiana Sports Corporation to set a record in terms of attendance right here in downtown Indianapolis, followed by our friends with Motley Crue, and then a great win the other night over New York by our Indiana Fever. And next week we'll have probably the biggest family show we've ever had in Indianapolis with Frozen. And it's going to be an exciting year with the Big Ten men and the Big Ten women returning. State high school basketball, both the boys and the girls. And then, of course, in early April, we'll have the NCAA Women's Final Four. So we are very excited about going forward this year. And this building continues to be, in our opinion, the best building any place in this country, and probably the best basketball facility any place in the world. So we welcome all the fans as the Fever play again tonight on Inspiring Women Night, and we look forward to the Pacers starting before too long. This really is an extraordinary day, an extraordinary collaboration with our friends at St. Vincent. We've had a long-time relationship with St. Vincent, but this really takes it to another level. And we're so proud and so honored to have you all here today. I probably feel as medically safe as I've ever felt in my life. But we appreciate the work that you do to help keep us healthy all around our great state, and certainly in Indianapolis. And Jonathan Nally will come and talk in a minute about all the things that St. Vincent will be a part of with it. But this morning, as we show you the logo for St. Vincent Center, which represents this great collaboration and St. Vincent coming downtown after so many years of not being downtown and the closure of St. Vincent up on the near north side. But it's going to be a great thing both for us and I think also for the public and the workers in downtown Indianapolis. We couldn't be here today without a number of people, including our thanks go to the Capital Improvements Board for allowing us on Monday to repurpose the pie-shaped land, which is across the Delaware Street, to build this building. It is going to really be an extraordinary building. As you can see to my right, it is a 5-story building, and there's many things that have been talked about in the last few days, but it is going to be a beautiful building and will sit well in terms of its relationship to Cityway, to the growing Delaware Street corridor, and certainly across the street from this great Bankers Life Fieldhouse. We will have our basketball facility there, our training facility there, which will include 2 courts and all the offices in terms of the basketball folks. And the other thing that we're doing is we're going to build another floor where the majority of the offices from Pacer Sports Entertainment will go across the street. And what that does is give us the opportunity to open some very, very, very good real estate, especially along Georgia Street, to repurpose inside this building, which we believe will, in fact, help the longevity of this building and be able to do some additional things in terms of all the fans that come to visit this great building. At the conclusion of our lease with the CIB on that land, the CIB will own the facility, and we are hopeful that the 2 buildings will be connected by an underground tunnel that would be made available by a state grant to the city for infrastructure, which has been done a number of times around the city. We will continue to be in this building as well. Certainly all the events we have, the Indiana Fever will continue to use the practice court, but it also enables us to use that practice court for so many things. We have events like the Big Ten that demands and the NCAA that have big demands in terms of space that we use for media coverage and dining and a number of different marketing things. So we'll continue to be able to use that. I think that I've been with the Pacers 32 years, and I've worked for Herb Simon, worked for Donnie Walsh and Jim Morris, and I've never been part of a group in my life that's been more committed to one city than certainly the Simon family has, and all these gentlemen that I've worked with over the years. And Larry Bird being here and going to talk about some of the things that relates to how this is going to help us in the long term and the short term related to this small market and the basketball team. But this whole group is so committed to this city, and I think this shows that we will continue to be committed to the city for a long time. So with that, I thank you for being here, and I'd like to introduce our friend and our partner, Jonathan Nally, CEO of St. Vincent Health.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jonathan Nally. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of St. Vincent, and I'd like to share some of the history behind St. Vincent. St. Vincent has its roots dated back to 1881, 134 years in the great state of Indiana. We now are made up of 20 hospitals, more than 437 outpatient and physician locations that span from Peru, Indiana, all the way down to Evansville, Indiana. And along the way, we cover patients and care for individuals in this great state in every county, as well as states outside of Indiana, along the Midwest and around the nation and around the world. The partnership today is broader than naming rights. We've truly connected with Pacers on how best St. Vincent can continue to invest in the downtown. That allows us to provide our primary care, cardiovascular services, and our sports medicine services at yet another location to serve individuals who live, who work, and visit our great city of Indianapolis. What this means, individuals who are already connected with the St. Vincent family will have yet another access point to receive that incredible care, that truly compassionate, patient-centered care where we focus on healing the mind, the body, and the spirit. What this does for individuals who are not connected that want to be connected, we have provided them another access point to that in a location we haven't served in several years. Our primary care physicians are some of the best in Indiana and around the country. Our cardiovascular physicians are nationally recognized. We will be servicing this location with our cardiologists out of our nationally and world-recognized St. Vincent Heart Center. We have more than 180 cardiologists and 300 heart care technicians. We're pioneering treatments every day and how best to stave off the advancement of heart disease, but also how we best look at allowing people to live longer, happier lives through heart care treatment. Our sports performance, we are probably known as the greatest hospital-based sports performance program in the world. We have a combination of sports medicine, sports psychology, sports nutrition, sports science, and physical training that make up the package of services that not just treat elite athletes, but athletes from every walk of life, as well as our existing relationships with professional and national governing bodies such as USA Football, USA Gymnastics, USA Diving, USA Track and Field. As we continue to evolve this partnership, we now have a new location to further expand those existing relationships, but also continue to advance the investment that we have with those national governing bodies and add to the excitement and the sports culture that we see in Indianapolis. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Jonathan. And again, we present Mr. Larry Bird, our President of Basketball Operations. Larry.
Thank you, Mr. Benner. You forgot to introduce the two young men that's most important to me here today is Miles Turner and Joe Young. Going to be members of our team this year. I expect great things out of them this year. Usually you bring in rookies and you say nice things about them, and they don't play for a couple years, but I expect both these guys to play and play well. They're very talented, so they'll be up here with me later on to take some pictures and do some different things. But I'm so excited about this new venture that we're getting ready to go into with St. Vincent. The practice facility is a state-of-the-art facility that's just mind-boggling. It probably reminds me the first time I walked in this building. Every time I come here, I'm so excited to just be from Indiana because it's such a beautiful building. I've been around to all of them. There's still none that match this one. But the one problem we do have is we've outgrown the praxis facility downstairs, even though it's very usable. I know there's been a few times over the years that we had to go off premise to practice, and being a spoiled brat that I am, I don't like to do that. So St. Vincent and Herb Simon has come together with the CIB to give us a state-of-the-art facility, which will have 2 courts in it. It'll be used often. Seems like every year we have more and more players that stay here to work out throughout the summer, which is a good sign. Shows you that you're doing something right. We obviously like to keep our young guys around for a few years until they understand what's going on, but this year we've had at least 4 to 8 guys here every day. So having this training facility and getting out of the Fever's way will be a great opportunity for us to expand, and it also helps us recruit free agents and bring other players in. But I'm also very, very excited about having St. Vincent to be a part of it. They bring so much to the table. There'll be a floor above us. They got a lot of research. We feel like we need to work hand in hand with them. And I know we'll get to know Ralph pretty well over the years. He's going to teach us as much as possibly can. See, in our sport, it seems like the players get bigger and stronger every year. And what we try to do, not only for us but for them, is try to maximize their talents. Make sure they're getting the right sleep patterns. Make sure they're hydrated 24 hours a day. All kinds of different testing we can do just to make them better and get their skill level at the highest we possibly can. So having St. Vincent's be a part of that is going to be off the charts for us. It's a home run for the Indiana Pacers. And we feel like we're going to have a long and great relationship. And I don't know if this would be happening right now if it wasn't for St. Vincent's. So I thank you, St. Vincent's. Looking forward to working with you. And thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Larry. And now, if we could have Miles and Joe come on up, we'd like to do a bit of an unveil here with Larry. And Jonathan and Rick. as part of the agreement, the Pacers will now wear practice uniforms that are adorned with the St. Vincent logo. So, fellas. That's great. Thank you, guys. Rick and Jonathan will be available for one-on-ones now that I've concluded the formal part. So if the media wants to get one-on-ones, we'll arrange it for you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It's a great day for Indianapolis.